All right. Welcome to another edition of Soto Desperado Plays Ark Survival Ascended. I'm over here at my base. I did manage to breed. I got female versions of the 460 I was looking for. I got 3 of them so far. So I'm going to put a saddle on this one. It's a mutation 28. Alright, so I bred them with these 2 females. I got both at the same time, that's why they look different. And then I made this one, which is just another female. So this one isn't ready for 12 hours? 11 hours? That's a lot of hours anyway. So this one's ready to mate, so I'm going to enable mating on that one. Enable mating on there. And hopefully I'll get, I need a 460 male. That's what I need. I need a 460 male. The new melee is 849.1. That's what I was looking for. I couldn't get it for, it's been over a week. Over a week of eggs, including at least 1 or 2 breeding bonanzas. That's how bad it's been. I have not been able to get that mutation. And when I get it on females. 2 females. Isn't that funny? Anyway, we'll see what happens here. So while I was trying to play Star Wars because I want to continue the Jedi storyline and get that rubbed out, but it wouldn't. Star Wars kept glitching on me, and then it wouldn't let me log in. So, I mean, I did it like 5 or 6 times. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and play this one, The Enemy from Within. I'm sick of America. This guy's ranting about a day ago. I'm not subscribed yet, but...
Hello, my friends. How are you? Welcome to the new year. Are you as excited as I am? Oh, we're going to have a blast, aren't we? Heading into a new year where Donald Trump is going to be president once again. And what could go wrong? Probably a whole lot. So today, there's going to be some politics talk, of course, but I'm going to vent from the point of view of a working man. Like most of you are, I mean, maybe not all men, but all of us, most of us are probably in the working class, and we're all kind of getting stiffed by the system, right? We're all getting it pretty bad over here. Now, recently, I did a video where I referred to Donald Trump supporters as lazy. You remember that? That was a fun one, wasn't it? And the thing I was pointing out in that video, I did say that there are things in this country that screw us over, that put us in a bad position for our entire life. What I don't like, what I don't really appreciate, is when people just look for someone else to blame and say, well, that's my scapegoat and that's the reason why everything sucks for me, and they just leave it at that and they never try anything else. I figure as long as you're trying in life and things maybe still aren't working out quite the way they should, I think you probably have every right in the world to bitch about what's going on out there. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to bitch, my friends, because I did last night what probably millions of Americans did last night also. And that was lay in my bed with severe anxiety, wide awake, thinking about all the decisions I've ever made in my life and how I ended up in where I am in life. And don't get me wrong. I feel like I'm pretty fortunate. You know, I've been able to provide for my family. There's been some struggles along the way. I can't be mad about this YouTube channel. I can't believe we're 40 videos into it. This will be the 41st video. And we're almost to 10,000 subscribers. I mean, we're having a good run here. And unless I do something completely fucking stupid, I think we've got a really bright future on this channel. I've never seen anything quite like it. Now, it's not beyond me, my friends, to do something completely fucking stupid and blow up something that I've worked hard on. I've done that before in my life, but we're going to try to avoid that a little bit. But the thing I want to talk about today is just the hopeless fucking feeling of being an American. And sorry to bring you guys down like that. Like, that sounded really depressing, didn't it? But that's just the way that I feel sometimes, and I know a lot of other Americans feel that way. This is why I vote for the Democrats. I will never, ever, for the life of me, understand why working class people vote for Republicans. Nothing about that registers in my brain. This is the party that cares for profit over people and cares about millionaires and billionaires. If you're not one of those three things, they don't give a fuck about you. As a matter of fact, all they care about you is how much money they can squeeze out of you to make sure that the rich get richer. The Democrats are at least having the conversations. Unfortunately, we don't get a whole lot fucking done in this country. That's just the reality of it. Nothing happens. And I don't know, you guys help me. Because here's where I may not know what I'm talking about. Is it the filibuster in the Senate that's the fucking problem, where we need 60 fucking votes to pass anything? Or does our government just not fucking get anything done? But the Democrats are at least having the conversation, right? We're talking about a living wage. That's a good thing. We're talking about unions. That's a good thing. We're talking about health care. That's a good thing, you know, so you don't go into crippling debt because you had a health problem. We're talking about education. We're talking about all these things on the Democrat side, where the Republicans just aren't fucking talking about it at all.
What?
The unfortunate part is talking about it doesn't really do a whole fucking lot for us. And as I lay there in bed last night thinking about it, I said, I'm in my 40s now. I don't envision this country getting any better before I die. I honestly don't. I mean, I have hope for some of our young politicians like AOC, Jasmine Crockett, people like that want to do the right thing for the American people. But I'm starting, I know, I'm Debbie Downer today. I really am. I was awake most of the night. I'm going to take a nap after this so I can finish this drive, but I'm in a shit mood. But I don't have much faith that our government's going to do anything. It isn't profitable for them to do all these things to help us out. I don't.
Wow. You know, I thought this would be a fresh perspective. This guy goes off like the Republicans aren't addressing any issues when they're addressing the border issue and the immigration and border issue, which is the main thing that should not have happened under Biden. Biden didn't do his job, and nobody's complaining about Biden. Biden didn't do his fucking job. Neither did, what's her name, Harris. They didn't do their job, but Harris wants to be fucking president after she didn't do her fucking job on the border. You know, he's basically saying that all the Republicans are these greedy fuckers that only care about money, and that's not true. Money is what makes this country great. Without money, this country wouldn't be jack shit. You know, I'm dirt poor. I have maybe $50 to spend until my next paycheck in about 2 weeks. That's how bad I've had it. And even I know that everybody only voted for the Republican Party because they're the only ones that presented any solutions. And talking about it is not enough. That's why I'm hoping that the next 4 years will give Trump an opportunity to negotiate some peace and get this shit taken care of. It's a lot of work. These people have been throwing away, the Congress has been throwing away and hoarding and giving money away to their little friends that are in the, you know, both Democrats and Republicans line the pockets of special interest through legislation and the bills, passing bills. That's so fucking wrong, but the man's entitled to his opinion. That's what he believes.
Don't have any faith that in the time I have left on this planet, anything's going to get any fucking better for the American people. I only see it getting worse. So when we look, I'm so frustrated, my friends, when we look at other modern countries, right? They have all the things that we don't fucking have. And we have the balls to stand here and say we live in the greatest country in the world. And I think that ship has sailed for most of the citizens. I think we fucking gave up on that. Like, sure, we're very powerful when it comes to military. But that kind of, I mean, it's nice. That's a good thing. Obviously, you want to feel safe in your country that you live in. But it kind of amounts to fuck all when your whole life is spent working just to get by, right? But these other modern countries, I mean, we're talking about some of these countries got like 6 weeks of paid vacation every year. 6 weeks? Holy shit, that's a fucking lot.
I got 2 weeks and I use it for medical reasons.
A human right. That's crazy.
Car repair.
You've got you know, they have honest discussions about like living wages and things like that. And we are not the greatest country in the world. We're far fucking from it, because all we are is pawns out here to work our lives away so that the people that were born into money can continue to have generational wealth while we go to the grave in fucking debt. And that drives me out of my fucking mind. It drives me crazy. And I was thinking a lot about this last night, because I just don't understand what we're doing sometimes. Like, this isn't living life at all. And this may be because I've spent 10 years in a truck. God help me, I have got to get out of this place sometime. I've got to make a plan to sometime get out of a truck and get my life back, and I'll figure that the fuck out. But this isn't living. It's not even remotely close to living. And everybody's in it. It's not me in a truck and I have a harder life than you. That would be stupid of me to say that, right? Because even people that have normal jobs, they go to work, they fucking work all day, they got to commute to work, they got to commute home, and they're dead tired by the time they get there. And we just repeat this fucking cycle over and over and over, and to almost no benefit to us. To almost no benefit. Like, we get to live indoors. That's cool. You know, I'd kind of rather just give it up at this point. Like, I'll go live outside. Who gives a fuck? It's cheaper out there.
A lot of people are already doing that.
And that's a point I want to make sure I make in this video, because we all know we're fucked, right? And we're never going to do a damn thing to change it, because how can we, right? The only way the working class ever says, you know what, America, I've had enough, is if we just walk away. We all just walk out of our houses one day, never to return. We just end up in the woods somewhere, and that's where we live. That might get some fucking attention, but in some places it's illegal to be homeless. Did you know that? I'm sure you guys did know that. But I'm just having trouble wrapping my head around this endless fucking cycle that we do for seemingly no reason. And some of it's our fault. I will concede that. Some of it is our own damn fault. Some of us don't know how to live within our means, and I didn't for a long time. I really didn't. And you pay for that for years, and you start to figure out when you get older, you're like, fuck, I should have maybe did that a little different. And that's a little pet project of mine now, is figuring out how to, you know, eliminate debt, reduce debt, and fucking try to, like, live like a minimalist, I guess. I don't fucking know. I'm pretty easy to please these days. Hand me a beer and put a good video game in front of me, and I'm pretty happy. I don't need the mansion and the pools and the nice cars and things like that. But we just repeat the cycle. And you know, the system's specifically designed to make sure that they squeeze every bit of profit out of us while they pay us as little as possible. And then we have people arguing against unions because, oh, you have to pay your $12 a week in union dues. That would be fucking terrible, wouldn't it? And it's our own working class that votes against the working class. Doesn't that drive anyone else fucking crazy? Because it makes me a little bit nuts. I guess it just, I don't know. I'm getting older, my friends. I'm not that old. But I'm getting to a point in life where I realize what I've lost by working so hard. Have you guys ever? I'm sure plenty of you have. Have you ever lost a relationship because of how hard you were working? I have. I absolutely have, and it's fucking devastating. Like, I'm not gonna like give you guys my whole personal life, but once upon a time, you know, there was a girl, and I promised one day I was gonna take care of her and do everything, make sure everything was taken care of. And then I spent so much time working towards that goal. I never saw her again. That was that. And the thing is, like, you put in all the overtime, or as a trucker, you run the extra miles. When you're laying on your deathbed, you're not going to remember the fucking extra $100, $200 you made here and there. You're going to remember that person that you lost, that you're never, ever going to see again in your life. And it wasn't fucking worth it. It wasn't worth it. And
that I agree with.
That's fucking crazy. I'll tell you guys.
You do
a
regret
bit of a
it.
story.
You really do.
I was talking to a trucker just a couple days ago. He walked up to me in the truck stop and started up a conversation. And I want to be clear. I'm not bullying this man. I'm not trying to say anything negative about him. The guy was clearly having a rough go at life. A really, really bad time. He came up and just started talking to me about trucking. He just wanted to talk about trucking. That's what he wanted to talk about. And he was in bad shape. This man had given up on life quite a while ago. I mean, all of his teeth were just rotted in his head. I get it. Like, mine ain't great either. You know, I'm a trucker. Sometimes that shit goes by the wayside, unfortunately. Rotted out of his head, though, just real gross. And you could tell he hadn't showered for quite a while. And the smell coming off this guy was absolutely horrifying. And I had to cut my conversation short with him while I was out there talking to him. I said I had to go. I immediately got in the truck, and that smell coming off of him caused me to puke into a bag over here. Now, I'm not saying any of that to be mean to the guy. It was fucking tragic. It was tragic. All that man has left in the world is that truck and talking to somebody about trucking. He's given up on people. He's given up on himself, and he's just waiting for the day that he dies. And I was sad for that man. I really was. Because this right here, like any other job, will take your fucking life. We'll take it right away from you, and what for, right? And I get a lot of comments, thank you for being a trucker, and thank you for, you know, supplying the world and all that stuff. There's nothing about this that makes it worth it anymore, and that's the case with every job. There's nothing out there that's fucking worth it. We're talking just your run-of-the-mill working class type jobs. They're not worth doing anymore. You can't pay the fucking bills off of fucking $15 an hour, you know? You can't pay the bills off of $25 an hour. And it's to a point where it just doesn't make any fucking sense. And I was talking to that man, and I said, my God, that's me 10 years from now. Because I guarantee you, if I'm still in this truck 10 years from now, I'm giving up too. I'm giving up on life. There's no hope left. There's nothing for me to do. And I just can't understand why the fuck we're doing this. Just to keep other people rich. Just to make sure that we're productive so that they keep making fucking money. And it drives me out of my fucking mind. Out of my fucking mind to think about this stuff. I can't figure out what we're doing it for. You know, I get people, when I take a hit off my vape, sometimes on a video, they'll be like, you know, vaping is bad for you. I'm like, yeah, I'm well aware. I remember years ago, I was a smoker, cigarettes. I started smoking when I was, 15 or 16. I haven't had a cigarette for about 10 years. Turns out vapes work pretty good for me with that extreme nicotine addiction that I have, right? But even when I was a young lad, one of my friend's moms caught me lighting up a cigarette. And she goes, you know, that's bad for you, right? And I said, yeah, I know it's bad for me. And she said, every cigarette you smoke cuts 6 minutes off of your life. I don't know what she was trying to do with that, but she motivated me. Because even at that age, I was looking ahead at life going, what are we doing? None of this makes sense. And I thought to myself, I said, you know what, you're right. I could probably bump that up to 2 packs a day now, couldn't I? Because I already didn't understand. I watched my parents go to work day in and day out. Just to say, well, we can't afford that. We can't do that. I can't afford the bills. I've watched marriages end over money, and sometimes it's warranted, right? Sometimes one of the partners is a complete jackass with money, and they're ruining both their financial futures. And yeah, it's time to go. But people just struggling to make it. You're supposed to love this person, right? And it was over money. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard, and it's sad. It makes me sad to see that happens to people. You know, you can't afford this. And a lot of people can't, go through the hard times with someone, and I get that. They can't see, that there's an end in sight, and maybe there is no end in sight. And the hard times are created by a system that was completely fucking made up to keep us in line, to keep us going to work. And there has to be some sort of system, right? Doesn't there? Because there's so many people on the planet. But it's how much money do you have? What's your credit score? Motherfucker, holy shit, why is life like this? Why is it like this? And I just I find it to be very frustrating that we all are caught on this treadmill, and we'll never get off. We will, most of us, all of us, will go down as incredibly ordinary people, and nothing happens. We just die at the end. And I wish I was a man of faith. I really wish I was, so I could be like, man, I can't wait for that to happen. But I'm a tired old man, and since I'm not a man of faith, I'm looking forward to taking that eternal nap. That'll be nice, right? And no, don't worry. Listen, I don't know if I went too far in this video where I'm like, okay, you guys got to worry about me or do a wellness check. It's nothing like that, okay? It's just when you get to be my age, I'm just kidding, but like you spend, 10 years in a truck, you get into your 40s, you realize that there's really not a lot left. I mean, I still have people, don't worry. I mean, I very rarely will ever go into my personal life. It's mine to talk about. I mean, to not talk about. There's still people that exist around me, but it's like you look back at all the people that you lose along the way. Then you did it for dollars that don't mean a fucking thing. And this is not what life should be about. This isn't what we should be doing. But here we are, continuing to do this forever. And I guess just back to our politicians real quick. This isn't the greatest country in the world. We're not even close to the greatest country in the world. It's a country that very much takes advantage of its citizens, works us into the ground and tells us we can't even get a bone fixed for less than $30,000 if we break an arm or something. I don't know what that costs to fix. Keeps us tied into a job by using healthcare, tying healthcare to your job. Makes you loyal servants of the system. And if you work somewhere long enough, you might get up to 2 weeks of paid vacation per year. And as much as I love the Democratic policies and the things that they say they want to do, I have absolutely zero faith that any of that will ever happen. Wages will continue to stay stagnant while prices continue to increase. We will all in the future be having to have roommates or whatever, multiple streams of income. It's not enough to, be married. You might have to get you a second wife or a third wife or a fourth wife, which, I'm on board with all that, but I don't know if all my wives would be. I'm just saying they might have a problem with that. But I am obviously in a bad fucking mood. I'm not a happy person today. It's probably because I didn't sleep last night. I'm grumpy, right? But I am starting to feel this overwhelming sense of helplessness that I think a lot of other people in the world feel, that I will just drive this truck until the day I'm dead because I'll never have figured anything else out. It will probably take days for most people that know me to even find out that I, died in the back of the truck, because they haven't heard anything from me in years anyway. So why would they care? And that I just don't get what it's all for. And America has really fucking let us down, haven't they? Good talk. I hope you're all in a better mood. I better go get me a nap. Bye now.
Yeah, he is in a bad mood. Obviously. You'd be in a bad mood too if your life went to shit. Or was shit. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. I don't believe in the Democratic or the Republican Party. I believe that the individuals that will change this country are the ones that will get off their ass and do something about it. And stop playing games. Stop playing political games. That's what's going to happen. You could be a Democrat and a Republican and still agree to save this country. And that's not what they're doing. They're competing. They think life is football or baseball. They think it's all about the party. That's just as hypocritical as the rest of them over there. All the other countries out there that have political parties, they're all about the party. They're all about the party. They're not about saving the people. And it looks to me like they fell into the same trap, in my opinion. I think he's just old, tired, just like I am. I'm old and tired. And he was probably a Democrat at one point. But he sees that the Democrats are just bullshitting. And the problem is that the Republicans bullshit too, but at least they're hitting the subjects that need to be hit. The economy, immigration, border control, no more wars, wasting money on wars, giving money away to all these other countries. All that shit has to stop. The problem is, Trump goes in there and they do something. They make a change. They try to fix something. Then Biden goes in there and undoes everything he does. Because these people are in complete opposite disagreement. And they are absolutely insane, wasting the resources of this country. And that is what destroyed America. It wasn't the people. It wasn't the wealthy. It wasn't the poor. It was the fact that these people are not agreeing to disagree, right? They're not agreeing to disagree on issues and just agreeing on what's best for the country. They cannot agree on what's best for the country. Everybody's chain is getting jerked. Trump at least comes off as a individual, thinker. He's thinking about these issues, trying to make changes. This other guy, this lady Harris, she was giving pretty speeches, and I don't want a fucking pretty speech. What I fucking want are some goddamn results. When Trump gives a speech, listen to the difference. Trump has a battle plan. Kamala didn't have a fucking plan in the world. She had no detail whatsoever. Shallow and repetitive. She had nothing. Nothing but pretty speeches. And he had a battle plan mixed in the pretty speech. And that's what I heard. I heard a battle plan. I heard he's going to war against this bullshit. And that's what fucking matters, I don't see anything else to it. He got the job because she's an incompetent. She couldn't even write a speech with anything in it that was noteworthy. How competent is that when you can't even write a speech with a battle plan in it? That's why the country went down. Incompetent leadership. Trump's a very competent leader, but he gets all this resistance. Thing is, he is going to line the pockets of his wealthy friends. He is going to do that. There's no way he won't. But at least I can say that those wealthy friends of his are in fact doing what they can to make this country live again, financially. These other people are not doing that. These Democrats, they don't do that. All I've seen is corruption with them. I've seen corruption in everything they say and do. Hypocrisy. And then nonsense. Absolute fucking nonsense. That's why I don't bother with them anymore. I just don't. I used to believe in the Democratic Party, but it looks like it's just, like I said, pretty speeches. Oh, wow. Those are some high numbers. Oh, I finally got a bottoms. Oh, I didn't have one of those. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I got all the basic ones. I have full ghillie now. But what's my highest rifle? See, Allosaurus saddle. I'll put it here. I don't have any allos. $416. Oh, I got a better one. This one is $521. Look at that. I just got a better one by almost 100%. Nice. Expensive, but nice. Very nice. Oh no, I'm not going to bother cooking anything. Alrighty then. Oh. Yeah, I mean, he's heartbroken, man. A lot of people in this country, when you listen to them, even though I'm not a Democrat, I'm a Republican for now, because that's what works as far as I'm concerned. Basically, he's just had it, man. It's obvious in that when you listen to the man that he's had it. And you can't really blame him or fault him for that. Just had it with everything. Alright. So 18 hours for this and 11 hours for that. And this is what I do. I'm just getting those mutations as far as I can. The baby I had right there didn't do it. So next time, by tomorrow sometime late in the day, I'll have 3 chances to try to get that next mutation. And of course, the good thing is that all these females that are over here will be reset. So they will start over again, and I'll be able to rebreed all of them at once I get that male created. That's why I'm not breeding them right now. I'm not doing any eggs. Just doing those to get that mutation on a male, and then I'll just go ahead and substitute that. And that's it. Anyway, thanks for watching.